and welcome to Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Eric.
And this week we have for you a very special question-filled episode, Eric.
It's almost like we did this last week, Alex.
Well, Eric, sometimes great pods need sequels.
That is true. Last week, I can confirm it was a great pod. It said so even on the Oprah Winfrey show. So, if you weren't watching last Friday, Oprah's special, she only does this weird I forget what streaming service she's on now because it's not mainstream cable television. I believe it's that new hip social media forum, Parler or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, very, very Oprah audience centric. But she had everyone look underneath their seat, and it was actually a recording of our podcast because she said that we did such a good job with it.
That was pretty cool. And since Oprah approved, we came back for questions round 2, the sequel. We're hoping to milk this franchise until it dies, Eric. I'm thinking,
honestly, just like me. You know what? I identify as a cow because I just want to get milked for all my worth until I just keel over and die.
Heck yeah. Also, Eric, this podcast, we're going to do a special quiz. So I want everybody to get down in that commentation station, the department directly below this video. And if you're listening on Spotify, that means Eric finally uploaded them, which is a miracle.
I did not. I definitely didn't.
It probably never going to happen. I'm being real.
Alex, I'm in too deep.
I'm
like 2 seasons deep, which accumulates to like roughly a year and a half. I just can't catch up now.
Yeah, it's too much now. Now there's no way you can do it. The question is, what does Alex have a nice tall, crisp glass of? What is he drinking for this podcast? And I want to see what people guess down there because there's some pretty obvious answers, there's some less obvious answers, and there's one correct answer.
Well, am I allowed to say what it is?
You can have a guess, but I can't tell you if it's right or not.
Well, I'm guessing, excusez-moi, but a whole steaming big old jar of chicken gonads.
Close actually.
Because I know you
not correct.
It was trivia, so you were already drinking a little bit, so you can't be drinking more. No cold glasses of that. And water, no. I know you're a parasailer, and parasailers right?
Yeah.
Parasailers are they're hydrophobic.
Oh, we hate
definitely
water.
not the hydro homies that I identify with.
My paragliding instructor said, if you're flying towards the water, there's a couple important things you should do, okay? The first one is get out of your harness and jump when you're like 25 feet up because you do not want to be anywhere near your wing and in the water at the same time. It's a bad idea. Do literally anything to stop it. And he also said to contemplate, really think about as you're crash landing into the water, carrying a life vest with you. Just like think about it. You don't have to, but like think about it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's the problem with carrying the life preserver with you is that the life jacket sort of acts as it means that you wanted to get wet, or like at least it crossed your mind that you might get into water, and that's just not what parasailers do because water is the enemy.
It's still paragliding, not parasailing.
Mm-hmm. Don't even let those paraglide. Yeah, it's not allowed.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to be trapped underneath that big death tent, that soggy, wet Coleman death tent when you're in the water. It's no good. It's really bad. You're going to get tangled up. You're going to have a bad time.
Mm-hmm. And then the barracudas come. And
let me tell you, Eric, there is nothing worse than getting nipped in the butt by a barracuda. So anyway, get down in the comments and try and figure out what I'm drinking. I will. We'll come back and maybe I'll remember what I was drinking next week.
Probably not.
I probably will. All right, Eric.
Alex, we got a lot of questions.
We got to get in on these questions.
The first one, I have one. This is something to make Oprah proud. Okay. So this is actually leftover from last week's podcast. So we got a question in the comment of who let the dogs out.
So Eric, I did some slooping. Mm-hmm. I anticipated this question and I checked the open kennel door.
Oh, wait, we have one of those?
We have a Just Do It kennel. Yeah.
Below. All right, sorry. I'm having our executive producer come in here for a second. Hey, Bilo, when did you install the kennel door? Oh, you're parading. You're throwing down the big hamster parade for Hamster Independence Day coming up. That's why. Okay, that's an interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel so culturally insensitive now, Bilo. I'm sorry. Okay. Yep. So we definitely need to talk about that, or else you're cutting our Schmeckel Badoodah funding. Well, that's tough. Sorry, Bilo. I'll make sure to get you a Hamster Independence Day present. Wow, he was not happy that I forgot that, Alex.
You should really be on top of that, Eric. Every hamster owner knows it's Hamster Independence Day, and they parade
not
around
today,
the dogs
it's coming
like
up.
floats.
But yeah, well they have to install the dog door because that's how they fit their massive floats out for their special parade.
So anyway, Eric, I was snooping around, okay, and I found 3 clues as to whomst of us has let the dogs out. The first clue: soggy $1 bills.
I see, Alex.
Dripping with sweat.
I just put on my Sherlock Holmes hat, the big old checkered one, and I don't have the pipe, so I'm only working at half capacity. But this is good clues right here.
Oh yeah, soggy $1 bills strewn about in the area of the unlocked kennel.
Dangerous.
Second, a missing key from our key cabinet in the Just Do It Dewey Brothers production studio, right where the kennel key was, Eric. It's gone. Someone got in here and got it.
Someone took the kennel key. Really?
Someone took the kennel key, yeah. And the third clue, and this one really hit it out of the park for me, Eric. The third clue was raspberry jam up in the door jam.
Oh, so they tried to jam the door with some raspberry jam.
They jammed the door with raspberry jam.
There's only one person that would use raspberry. See, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Because whenever I let the dogs out, I use boysenberry jam.
See, Eric, I'm more of an apricot jam kind of person when I let
so
dogs
boom, right there, it couldn't be us because that's not our cup of tea, and the tea being jam.
And soggy $1 bills in this case, yeah.
And Alex, everyone knows that the Just Do It podcast does not use dollar bills. We use Schmeckel Badoodahs, which are actually a contactless form of payment. So get your Schmeckel Badoodah NFTs now.
Which means, Eric, I know exactly who let the dogs out. All the clues are there. It was none other than the weatherman. First of all, the only person who would ever jam up a door with raspberry.
The man loves raspberries.
He must have gotten back after doing one of his hit shows at the strip club. Everybody knows his act. Okay? It's all about
real sweaty.
It's called high front, low front, 2 pressure systems. Too much pressure system for you. So he was clearly carrying some extra singles. He got wasted after he came into the studios, grabbed the key, and he just had to let those puppies fly. So he went over to the kennel and let the dogs out, I think, Eric. That's who did it. It was the weatherman. We'll have to get him on and figure out exactly what his motivation was next week in the podcast.
So, Alex, actually, there's something a little suspicious about the story that you're telling.
Yeah.
So you're telling me the weatherman supplied his own money for this? Are you sure?
No, it fell out of his yeah.
I was going to, obviously he always has a fanny pack on.
That's right.
Strategically placed fanny pack, if you will. I was going to say
the reason those dollar bills were soggy is because they were underneath his crisp cold beer in the fanny pack.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I think this might have been a 2-person job. So I think the dogs. There was a distraction. And do you know why those bills were so soggy?
What made them so soggy?
I don't think. See, if there were dogs here, but alas, they've gone out and they're out and about now, so we can't find them. But the reason that those bills were so soggy was because they were actually sweaty. And if you inspect what the sweat was, that's coming from none other than Sweaty Cheddar himself, Alex.
Oh my goodness, Eric. It was probably a double act. We got to
I
worry.
think it was a twofer.
Well, we'll have to see how the trial goes, because that is I mean, we're going to go get those suspects, and Just Do It Industries is going to make sure we figure out who let those dogs out.
Mm-hmm. It's
All right,
this is only the beginning.
It's only the beginning. We've unleashed the whole investigation. I don't think we should be telling you about Discovery until the case is finished, but, that's okay. We love you guys, so we tell you everything. Eric, I got a question for you, because this is supposed to be a question podcast after all.
Of course.
This one is by Char, who asks, why is leopard pronounced leopard and not leopard?
Alex, that's obvious. It's because the person that founded the leopard, was a leper.
Okay.
You got that?
Yeah.
You know what a leper is, right, my friend?
Yep.
So, this riddled with leprosy. They were one. Yes. So that is what happened.
I'm still following you.
So yeah, obviously, they couldn't really see what was going on. They saw the spots. They saw the cat-like figure, and they're like, that's a leper. And that's actually what it's named after. Similar to how, when you have leprosy, you get sort of these your skin sort of sags and gets some weird markings.
And gets
that's
all
because
like sunburned.
all leopards have leprosy.
Oh, I see. That's why they're called leopard. Why is it spelt that way then?
Why
would you spell it something?
Well, it's spelt that similar to the phenomena of how colonel is spelt colonel.
Yeah.
Which of course is named after the great Colonel Corn.
Oh no, Eric, it's Colonel Corn Rendezvous.
You're right.
After
Colonel
that word
Corn
Rendezvous, which is spelled again Rendezvous.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So Colonel Corn Rendezvous, he was the first person named to be colonel in the French army. Of course, that's why it also has a different spelling, because those smelly French. But so this smelly man named Colonel Corn Rendezvous has nothing to do with leprosy or leopards. However, the person that first found that these leopards have leprosy was actually named Leo Percy. So very, very interesting name. His name was Leo and his last name Percy. Leo Percy.
Yeah.
Not affiliated with leprosy at all, but
he was the first guy that discovered that all leopards had leprosy, which is why they're called leopards. Okay, I'm following you. This makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So he wanted to add his own sort of thing on there, so he added the E just to name it after himself, actually.
Okay, interesting. Eric, do you have another question for this question-based question cast?
Alex, I have a lot of questions, but there's only a few that I think really deserve to be answered, which is, of course, this one coming in from none other than our famous plumber correspondent, Mr. Leak. So he's asking, Dew Bros, I have a question for you. As a plumber, and everyone knows we have been wearing our pants low for years, but with the latest trends, we can't tell who are the real plumbers out there. Maybe your wildly listened to podcast could help out some of the other trades become hip. So, Mr. Leak wants us to sort of explain how what plumbers can do to stay relevant and sort of distinguish themselves. Because all the kids out there, they're what we call sagging. Okay.
Yeah.
Sagging, of course, is where you don't wear a belt and you show off a little bit of crack.
Yeah.
So
named after
plumbers,
the plumber, of course.
Yep. So the plumbers, well, that was actually named after the first plumber to ever do it, who his tool belt was just a little too low, and his name, of course, was Crack McGee, and that was a nickname because he did a whole lot of crack. Nope, not that one.
He cracked sealant, Eric. You
no.
He fixed cracks. He fixed cracked pipes.
Yep,
That's why his name was Crack McGee. Yeah.
Yep, of course. Nothing to do with his crystal meth addiction.
Well, oh no, the pipes were carrying crystal meth from the dealers.
Oh, of course.
But that's coincidental.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, that's it. So, Alex, what can they do to stay hip in this ever-changing world?
It's pretty obvious, Eric. They got to take a page out of the Japanese plumber playbook, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's called the overall. You got to go from plumber crack sag in action to the complete 180. Everybody knows that fashion comes in cycles. So you got to get some big overalls and your favorite Italian mustache, and then pick a color, preferably a base color, or maybe a base color like red, Eric, or maybe a secondary color like green. You know, something strong.
Mm-hmm.
Single color, you know, on like a computer screen sort of thing.
Okay,
And then wear just a monochrome shirt, and that's going to help distinguish what kind of plumber you are. You can be like a player one kind of plumber if you're red, or a younger brother / player two kind of plumber if you're in green.
That does make sense.
If you're a ghost plumber, you got to wear green. Those are the rules.
Well, Alex, I was gonna say, what's your opinion on hats? Should plumbers be required to wear hats?
Not only are you going to want to wear a hat, you're going to want to wear a hat with a heavy weight in it so that you can throw it out in front of you and have it spin around in the air before recalling back to you in case some sort of disgruntled turtle coming up to you with a hammer.
Oh, you know, that is
true. Defend yourself.
That is true. The plumbing industry has seen a rise of turtles living in the pipes.
Yeah, and they're
disgruntled. I personally believe is due to global warming, but yet to be proven. But that's my hypothesis, at least. Alex,
that's how you're going to separate yourself from those gangsters, Eric. Unless you're a gangster plumber, in which case, then you gotta keep those.
I think you gotta go all the way down. You gotta go all the way down, like
down around your ankles.
You want ankle pants. So that's how you sort of show off how good of a plumber you are. That's what I've always been taught through trade school that I've definitely attended. Is that the lower the pants is actually the more it's how many years you have in the service. So if you're showing full cheek, that means either you forgot your pants at home, or you are a seasoned vet of the plumbing game, and you are ready to fix some pipes. Alex, I did find one problem with what you were saying.
What?
Which is the overalls. I understand it's how important and like easily they can be used to cover up any stains and really help you. They hide the little Italian man, the Goomba guts, if you will, because you run into that a lot as a plumber.
Well, I know what you're about to say, Eric. I was going to say the plumbers are cutting in on
the construction worker outfit.
No. The downhill skier outfit, Eric. They're cutting into that downhill skier dad bod overall snow pants look. And while that's true, it's because it's super fashionable.
But no, Alex. Obviously, you don't recall my main man, Bob. So I'll leave his name confidentiality. So I won't say his last name, but my man Bob I won't say the last one. Yep, there we go. So Bob is
first
always
name
out
Bob,
here.
Middle name the.
Yes. So Bob he's been wearing his entire life. He was always taught a good constructioner, a good construction worker always wears overalls. He's got a sweet ass tool belt, and it's one of those things where I wouldn't want him to be confused for a plumber, because he doesn't plumb, Alex. He does big idea things. Like he creates the whole foundation and the structure that the plumbers eventually come into. So I wouldn't want them stepping on his toes.
Well, Eric, I think it's important that he also moves in a new direction, updates, gets with the times, because he's pretty 2005, you know what I mean?
He is. He really is. I mean, I won't disagree with you there.
He's got to show some man boob, Eric, just a little bit of that chest hair maybe, I think would help out Bob the.
Okay, so
That's what
Bob
the ladies want. They want a
Bob,
sledgehammer, come in like a wrecking ball, little bit of chest hair, gold chain.
Well, okay, you're proposing that he becomes Italian.
I'm saying that he better be a union man, because if he's coming in here and he's not a union man, there's no place for him downtown in Boston working on the Orange Line, which recently caught fire.
Alex, come on. Everyone knows you don't need a union when you got the mob backing you up, okay?
What is the mob but a
union?
union with
it's a stronger union.
That's
exactly.
Right.
So, yeah, Alex.
No, Orange Line, Eric. It's not down for a week. No. The Orange Line's down for a whole month because you can't rush that.
No, that's serious stuff.
You got to pay overtime, and you can't rush that.
Yeah. So you're saying construction workers should ditch the plaid upper body shirt and go to the more Italian sophistication look, where they
wife beater with a spaghetti splatter
wife beater.
On it.
Yeah. Okay, spaghetti splattered wife beater, but they still should keep the overalls, right?
Yeah, they're totally allowed to keep the overalls. Okay. They've earned them.
Okay, sure. But they gotta drop that top layer. Really, let the
global warming's coming out. And let me tell you, Eric, it's a hot olive oil summer. So.
I was gonna say they gotta get nice and crispy. They don't want any whiteness reflecting off of them and blinding any like passerbys.
No, the fashion cycle's gonna come back around, Eric, and they're gonna, in the wintertime, then they'll be able to wear plaid again, but not until
it's first snowfall. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, yeah, no, I appreciate that. I think that's a good compromise there.
Yeah.
So, all right, Bob, you know what to do, and unless we have
one quick question, we got to wrap this bad boy up.
I actually do have one quick one, which relates to something very important to this podcast. So, the PMT guys just wanted to let us know that they're busy keeping all the mowers going and looking good for all the Little League fields, and that we have to check out their handiwork.
Wow, Eric, that's just great. Like, it's important. You got to know what those PMT guys are up to, and that is a perfect segue.
Well, Alex, I was a little more concerned that they actually allow the PMT guys that close to children's sports facilities.
Oh, it's not within. I checked. It's not within 200 feet of a school, so they're okay.
Oh, okay. That's different. That's good.
Yeah, don't worry. It's not any messed up, weird sex stuff they got into. They were just selling NFTs to underage kids.
Well, no, they weren't doing that. They were actually
huffing chrome.
I was gonna say they were poisoning them with chrome. Whole long, messy arbitration
Apparently,
process.
loose cigarettes tainted with chrome it's a whole thing, and they settled out.
They marketed to kids.
Never lost a court case, but they did have to settle out of court for a hefty.
It was
finish Macklemore. So.
It was something crazy, but
it wasn't great.
Now they're forbidden from directly in it.
But not Little League fields. Little League fields are all right.
Somehow that's a legal loophole. I don't know how.
Actually,
but
Eric, it's part of their community service that they were sentenced to.
That that adds up because everyone loves Little League.
Yeah. So Eric, that's a great segue into our sponsors. So what is the latest PMT contraption, tractor, chromed up machine that they have created? They're trying to sell us.
They're actually selling. This one is Little League related. So they have the 3-in-1 field striper and edger. So it throws down that chalk and edge the base path at the exact same time. The only problem is it's a 3-in-1, and the third one is poisoning little children. So the 3-in-1's got some work to do before it's ready, but they believe it's actually fine for service because, might as well poison those T-ballers anyways.
Eric, I'll tell you something. No weeds on the Little League field. 3-in-1.
None,
weed killer, edger, and striper.
Oh, wait, are we calling the little kids weeds now? Because I know that's what they were telling me that. That might have been behind closed doors, but yeah.
You're not supposed to say that on air, Eric. All right, This program this week has been brought to you by Crack McGee, the first plumber to fix cracked pipes. Crack McGee. He's famous for his plumber's crack.
The man really was one of a kind. Gone too soon due to a terrible drug addiction.
Yep, drug overdose. It was unfortunate.
I would have to at least mention our next new sponsor from the Just Do It headquarters, which is the NFTs. That's right, we're dipping our toes in the NFT market. You can buy a NFT. We don't have any idea what they look like, but they are out there. They're very much not secure, but we're still calling them non-fungible. I'm pretty sure that's because we made sure to clean off all the fungi. But that's about it.
This podcast is brought to you by Hamster Independence Day. Come on down to the Hamster Independence Day Parade on August 22nd this year.
Can't go wrong there.
Make sure you bring your doggy floats.
I would have to thank the late great Leo Percy for his dedicated work in the tracking of four-legged animals. And he actually has a new exhibit at the it's not the Smithsonian, but it's the Johnsonian, the John Jonian. And no relation to John Smith, creator of the Mormon faith. I believe that's his name. Yep, that's all I have. Come check it out. A whole lot of cases of leprosy and the noteworthy finds that Leo Percy has contributed to the ecological world.
Actually, a traveling exhibit. He's going to come to the Monshire in late September. This podcast is brought to you by Homegrown Hops. As always, it's almost hop time. It's close. It's going to be hop time soon. So watch out. Get ready. Get ready to harvest those sweet, sweet cones. Homegrown hops. All right, Eric.
Alex, we actually have one more. So make sure to get your tickets to this year's big event. You don't want to miss it. It's put on by Big Rose. That's because this year they are starting the first annual Rose August Fest. That's right. Come on into the Rose Pavilion and wear your traditional rose garb, which is just long flowing pink robes. And drink the finest rosé that wherever rosé is made is found. That's right. No similarity to Oktoberfest. This is Rose August Fest. Alex, where is Rose August Fest held this year?
Rose August Fest is held every single year, Eric, in the wine region of New York State. So it's in the Finger Lakes.
Yes.
Where only the best rosé grapes come from.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So get your tickets to Rose August Fest
down to Cayuga Lake for some Rose August Fest, baby. This has been a Just Do It Dewey Brothers production. I'm Alex.
I'm Eric.
For the love of God, man.
I don't know. Send it?